Do I need this tonight?
Yeah.
Scary thought. I get behind these tables. Sometimes I can't see over them. First of all, I thought once we got going, I felt like we started a little bit sluggish tonight, which I had not seen from these guys for a little bit. Just had a little trouble getting our motors going, and I was a little bit afraid of that. We've been emotionally involved in the last 5 games, really, really heavily, and I thought we had just not a lot, but just a little bit of a drop off. And but I thought these kids really picked it up and got their energy going the last 10 minutes of the first half. And you know, I felt like that last probably 4 minutes of the half was crucial in the game. We were able to get some stops and get some transition baskets and push that thing into a double-digit lead. And then I thought from the 5 or 6, 7 minute mark in the first half all the way through the second half, I thought we played really good basketball. And I was really proud of what the kids did. So we're in a good rhythm right now, and just got to try to get better the next day.
Coach, it seems that your streak, you've managed to clinch 4th place at least, you know, in the conference, so you get a home game for the tournament. And the way the conference is going, your game out of 1st, it looks like anything can happen.
Yeah, I've told, you know, Roy, and I told Carl, our radio guy, you know, he's been telling me about where we're at in the standings, and I'll be real honest with you, I'm not really paying much attention to it. But you know, I guess if you said we clinched 4th for sure, so that means we get a home game. So that's good. We get to play another game at home.
Well, that's what they tell me, so I'm just, Brad told me, so.
I'll just, you know, like I told Roy the other day, all I'm really concerned about right now is having a really good practice tomorrow. That's all I want, all right? I'm not greedy right now. I just want to have a really good practice. And these kids do practice really well. And then when we get to Friday, I want to, you know, try to perform to the best of our ability on Friday. And, you know, we can only control what we can control, and that's how much better we get tomorrow and how much better we get on the game on Friday. But you know, these kids have really bought into just getting better. I mean, obviously the kids know where they're at. I mean, they look at the standings. I've got a pretty good idea. I just don't focus on it. But you know, we just got to take the next one and see what happens and try to get better. And these kids have been doing that in practice. And like I told, been telling some people, I can't remember having a bad practice. I just can't. And these kids come to work every day, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're having a little bit of success right now.
Coach, can you talk a little bit? You said you were in a good rhythm, especially defensively tonight, and rebounding, the percentage you held them to, and your rebounding advantage. Can you talk about how that rhythm happens?
Well, I think rhythm comes from confidence, number one. When you play with confidence, and these kids have had some games now where they've proved that we have a chance to be a pretty good defensive team. We've proved that we can go out and rebound with teams. We've proved that we can execute and play pretty good offense. So when you get out there and you prove that, obviously it adds confidence. And when you take the floor and you have confidence in those areas, I think that helps your rhythm. And you don't have to make every shot. You don't have to get a stop every possession. I tell the kids all the time, we don't have to play perfect. You never do. You just got to keep fighting and grinding. And this is the kind of team that, you know, we miss a couple shots, they go down, they work a little harder on defense to try to get a stop. If they score a couple possessions in a row, they're going to come down and knuckle down and try to get the next stop. So, but I think rhythm comes from confidence, and you know, I think our kids have been playing with quite a bit of confidence the last week and a half.
Coach, those early blocks from Morris Mahoney, does that affect the game at all as it goes down the road?
I think it really does. We're not a big shot blocking team. In fact, I think we're last in the league in shot blocks. We try to play more disciplined and solid, but every once in a while those guys will jump up there. I think they're really good momentum plays, and I think they were really good for us because we needed to get our energy up just a little bit. And when you have those plays, those are energy plays, and they got our motors up a little bit and they got our aggression up. So our guys are really smart about when they can get a block shot and when they can't. Every once in a while when you get a couple of those, they are momentum swingers, and I thought both of them helped kind of swing that momentum.
Were you surprised at how fast that happened after I think you did 7 lead changes, 7 ties and 5 lead changes? You're tied at 25, and then it just
Did it happen right after the blocks? I don't even know for sure.
Well,
No, that was earlier.
It got you out and they caught up, and then all of a sudden you guys just knocked them down.
Yeah. I just think it gives you some momentum, and you know, Portland State's got some talent. I mean, they've got some talented players, and you know, we know against any team we're gonna have to really play hard to have an opportunity, and you know, we'll never take anybody for granted, and they're talented enough to go hang with anybody. And but I think when we got that momentum going our way a little bit. You know, especially at the end of the first half, I felt like it took a little bit of wind out of their sails, and then our kids were, you know, and then you always worry about the first 5 minutes of the second half, and our kids have been really good about starting second halves really well, and we came out with a conscious effort to be the aggressor and get after them, and you got them down a little bit, you got to try to keep them down, and I thought our kids did that too.
You know, Coach, you're always talking about your good practices. What makes a practice so good? Like, what's contributing to these practices? Why are they so good?
Effort. Guys work hard. They just come to work, and they're willing to learn, and they're willing to do everything we ask them to do. But it starts with great effort. You know, when coaches talk about having bad practice, it means their kids didn't play very hard, and they weren't ready to practice mentally. And you know, we preach that around here. We have forever that we aren't going to take a day off. And we tell guys, you know, when we're recruiting, if you're a guy that needs to take a day off now and then, don't come here, because we're not going to accept it. And you're not always going to have a great practice. I mean, let's be honest, it's a long season. But I'm telling you, this group right now, I can't remember the last one we've had where I haven't walked off feeling good about what they did on the practice field. But it's effort and it's concentration, and you can tell when kids are really into wanting to get better. Our kids have been doing it. They've got great concentration. They give great effort. They like. I think one thing that helps is we got a bunch of guys that like to compete, and they like to try to win something. And we do a lot of competition things in practice, so they keep the juices flowing. We've never been a big drill team where we just drill. We've tried to keep everything a lot alive, a lot of 4-on-4, but a lot of competition. And these kids love to compete. And so you put them in those situations, and it helps practices because they're trying to beat the other guy, and they like to do that. So, but it goes back to the kind of kids that we have too. When we recruit them, we try to get those kind. And, you know, we got a bunch of them right now.
Nice, coach.